Plus, Apple. Internet tonight is blazing on my CTVGH. My CTVGH, the Frontline Ghana. Subscribe the two internet. Okay? We are picking the live feed on the internet on CTVGH, of course. So if you're watching the show right now, you can see that yes, the Frontline show is airborne live across dozens of stations, all picking the feed tonight. So folks, you call a friend, you call a brother, you call a sister, we sit here and then we make a sense of it all. Yeah, very big. Tonight's show is blazing, right? Hey, yep. So we are airborne tonight, and what do I have for you tonight? Have loads and loads of issues for you. We are looking at the internal confusion in the opposition New Patriotic Party, where two candidates, may I say, the flag bearer of the party, Alhaji Mahamadou Bawumia, and candidates Kennedy Ejapon were to embark on a thank you tour. Of course, it's a tradition in the party, but unfortunately, as they tried to embark on this, something happened, and now it's so clear that Kennedy Ejapon would have to back off and do his own thing. May I say, coupled with other issues that is also, rocking the party internally, nerve-wracking development, and a lot of people are talking about this. Folks, very disturbing, right? And I'm sure many of you are monitoring the development. Now, what we do know now is that, yes, candidate Bawumia is out there doing his own thing, as earlier projected that if the party go for elections and wins or does not win, sure, the party will definitely have to embark on what you call a thank you tour. And that's what Bawumia is doing now. Now, Kennedy Kwame Akumprekwe Japan has back off following some very bad, nasty incident. And he thinks that, hey, we need to quickly back off, then rearrange, realign, and focus on our direction. By the way, this isn't, call it a campaign, sort of. So decided to back off. But then again, some party stalwarts like Kodjo Mpianin are also out there, and Kodjo Mpianin has earlier suggested that if it's maybe, let's abort the thank you tour and let it be. But it's so clear that some party officials do not agree also with Kodjo Mpianin, because it is said that this is a laid down tradition that has been done several years with all the candidates who handle NPP, both those that won the presidency or otherwise were in opposition. Even if you contested and you lost, still you have to go for this thank you tour kind of. So, well, but folks, nevertheless, to say that after Kennedy Ejapon back off, then comes an avalanche of attack, a blistering attack coming from one of the party members. And I think many of you have heard all of the blistering attacks, the scalding attacks, insults, all sorts of what, coming from one of the party officials, and precisely Kwame Abronye, who is also known earlier, may I say, in the previous, also a friend to, very close friend to Kennedy Japan. Kwame Abronye is also a very good friend to me. And look at what is going on. So distasteful, not in a good taste at all. And I do believe that the party officials are monitoring the situation closely with what is happening in the very latest of this thank you talk. Because one, I don't know what precipitated the blistering attacks from Kwame Abronye to Kennedy Japan. I don't know what precipitated this. But if I were Kwame Abronye, it would be that the consideration that we come from somewhere, we are one people. So, Charlie, you're a brother, because I do know that they've been there for each other. Kwame Abronye has been there for Kennedy. Kennedy has been there for him. You know, you're a little brother to him. So, Charlie, let's all move. Stop this, you know, blistering attacks and all this, you know, name callings and descriptions of adjectives of this and this and that. But for me, that is an issue. I believe Kennedy and his people will sort that out. Nonetheless, it still does appear that the internal brouhaha and internal struggles and the standoff won't go away anytime soon before the NPP would have to go to the polls to elect yet another flag bearer. And we are watching the situation closely. Still on the bill tonight. So, still on the bill tonight. Today, the NPP took to the streets, right across the principal street of the capital, marched all from where? Is it the high street or so? All the way to the High Court, the Supreme Court, then to Parliament, then to Jubilee House. Great, we have a build-up for you. We have a build-up for you on the NPP protest march in support of the Chief Justice, her ladyship, Madam Tokonu. We have the build-up for you. Still on the bill, a military coup plot foiled in the Burkina Faso. Tonight we're taking you straight also to Burkina Faso. The military coup in Burkina Faso foiled by some Western elements. Yes, and now it does appear there's a global eye all on Burkina Faso, and the global protest also in support of what? Ibrahim Traore, and I'm sure many of you have heard, because there's a serious build-up, you know, on the social media, protest all across the world, globally, in support of Ibrahim Traore. Tonight we have the build-up for you about this military coup. But are you aware that here in Ghana, there is a report, there is a report conducted by one renowned agency called what? The Center for Democratic Congress, the Center for what is it? CDD, yeah, CDD, yeah, Center for Democratic Development. Center for Democratic Development, CDD, Afrobarometer, their latest Afrobarometer report suggests a significant number of Ghanaians are what? Yearning for what? A military takeover. They will be happy if a military takeover in Ghana. They will be happy. It's not CDD saying no. According to the CDD latest Afrobarometer report, a significant Ghanaians, I think between 40-50% of Ghanaians will prefer if the government governing this country is a military government and they are okay. And I can understand them, and I tend to agree with those Ghanaians. Brace yourself tonight. A lot is coming. Very, very hot program. Yeah. Call a friend, call a brother, call a sister, call anybody you know from all over the world. We are blazing on the internet on my CTVGH, the Frontline, Ghana. And of course, you can also watch it on your television. If you have a smart TV or if you have a digital TV, you can watch it on your TV. Straight up, all right? Those of you who cannot get it on TV, go to the social media, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, and the link is my CTVGH and the Frontline Ghana. You are cool to go. All right. If you have Go TV, you can also go. You can pick the feed on Go TV channel 21. I think I'm correct, right? Go TV channel 21. You can get the feed. You watch the Frontline, the nation's biggest, the whole Ghana, the nation's biggest investigative magazine show with your investigative journalist, Kwekwan, and we are airborne together with the entire crew, all here set tonight, and we're about to give you the best and the best. Folks, let's get started. It's a brand new month and a brand new week. Today is what, 5th, am I right? I guess so. Yeah, 5th of May 2025, the year of our Lord, and I'm here to serve you tonight. Perhaps look as though many media houses have gone to bed. They're tired. We take over from this night till the darkest of it, right? As somewhere that ponos one adria de bano. NPP internal wranglings, bickerings, standoff continue to deepen. Even though we are learning that the thank you tour, as earlier suggested, Ora Kennedy Japan, kahomo mako na womina akwadase no. Hunte bi akwaso asa hunte no. De bedia ne se pamno twa no nkwankyere srodo. Kwame Japan atwe no ho. Party mpenimfo ni bi te se kwadwo mpianimu nya kasa se ebeya thank you tour no kwa no omo abort. While we also learning some say party chairman so atwe no ho enemni ade fine afi yenyama baomi ankasa nso ye de onko baomi akonso a boninim kire se yenya nti asia so say it's a lay down all the party no eyi nipa titire omo edi party nenim say ye to so aba na odi nkunim as a president o so we ni nkunim by all means it's say we de ukona ukodase nti sa traditional and omo ye de edi so na fi eba ne saying enna candidates baako beka baomie ho emomakwa ono ne supporters were caught in the crossfire and as the supporters ni bi na obi people, you know, for whatever reason sa abrante ye boni din kanza alhaji wan Surajos whatever ne wo makeka ho na ebie tuo ho ka etuo ne ebie tuo ho se monhwe tuo obi brande she gun se etuo ni hwe kakra se etesen die ntia so onhwe tuo se die nti etuo hya wo ho nti onhwe bi asem na esie na supporter ba konso ne de second awon aden why today bedia ne say Kennedy den or back off, which I support this. Baumia sonko yes oko enunumunu afi wo hwe nioma epie eba no a na ne kwasem nie asefim ye kire se until just a day or two after that announcement in the buy no, then we are seeing very horrific, very horrendous video bia enama bonten a eya ora Kwame Abronye and so audition Ura Kennedy not just say very very distasteful. Now me believe say party no mpeni for mahwe sa video no a mo member no Kwame Abronye osi a audition Ura Kennedy Japan no a na chere say ade a hadwene yi papa minim how far mpeni for am war party ni mu saying and a handle sa issue no say ma handle ma bibia aye kama ana say mojanesa. For me that is very bad. Na me name the circumstances to which in so Kwame so oni ni penny in Japan and so ebidino basa say, which is very very bad, because what I do know is say Kwame omumi enu na Kwame na I know say woman so me sign pen nti me wonwa bibre say ebri Kwame Abronye is out there na seven prediasa o sane bia digu ora Kennedy so, which for me se party no mpenimfo epesa asomdwe be mu a, by this time I believe se party no mpenimfo should by now issue the statement. Yeah, se mo pesa asomdwe eba te by this time as I said party no mpenimfo as I said nchemaide mo issue statement on the blistering and the avalanche of attacks ora Kwame Abronye odiaba ora Kennedy so. No, enye so distasteful, enye nice. There say party no mpenimfo in free general secretary so you ora Justin Abonua ane party chairman in team Justin Kodia Omar my name Justin Kodia me a de bedia no minim udini debia metumi ya rehearsa wo ho saa Abonua minima de kuntia debia meka Abonua Justin Kodia. Forgive me, let me go a little bit on crutch. Kodia yes sir Kodia enya Abonua Kodia. All right, Justin fetch am nye deliberate o. But the video no sometimes who would be a de de by any. Now, enti anadwi ye ba behwe enime bi wo sa NPP one more you can say to na anase whatever ye ba behwe nsem bi wo. The sign to su biom no NPP. And so I am back on a very fruitful exercise today. They walk through the principal street, all across the capital, from him for where is it High Street or the bar, the Supreme Court, the bar Parliament, they call Jubilee House. No more submit it. We make same way Friday. Chile Ghana for say. Mempeni pa boniphobia some obeko. Aqua disturb munyai. Mom come demonstration. Any MP papa bia so some obeko a MPP affairs munya mom come demonstration. And I think that by close of today, we are learning the demonstration went successful, beautiful. I don't know how many times, how many days, weeks, months, years. Perhaps the MPP is going to embark on such a massive demonstration all through, regional capitals. And now to say, I don't know, but a more constitutional, legitimate right. The issues beneath demonstration and on a yasem. The issues beneath the demonstration and no asem. Other than say one person the principal streets of the capital at the demonstration exercise grounds they have the right say anapa area anadro. One best sorry imbrikatuo ta omo ko nemne ade omo exercise omo right. Anadwi mesa di mwura Burkina Faso a military coup foiled. Me sure so waso ati de ekoso ewo Burkina Faso ho. A military coup foiled, and of course some Western elements have been accused. Some Western elements have been accused to have instigated a military coup to oust Ibrahim Traore from power. The question is, so far, how many days, weeks in a say coup be EPC or Burkina Faso, and within the African region, assembly and African region, form. African region, ECOWAS, Economic Committee of West Africa, issue statement, Kasa, BBSC, at the end of and why the military coup in Burkina Faso? Why? Mediane Churwa, Afinemi Bisa question, Bisa. Ghana Hankasa no so what say Center for Democratic Development CDD latest Afro Barometer report suggests a significant number of Ghanaians are also yearning for what? That if a military leader ADSwa they are okay. And that is the flip side of the danger lurking around this nation. Many times I say, the skies may soon rocket with miseries. and there are dark clouds covering the airspace. I tend to share with those number of Afro barometer and capture say military leader be net on my so chimney budget. Me no my dream, yeah. Me no my dream. That doesn't mean me support. Why? Me be so. The most nonsense part of why people talk like this is that why the military for no nipa na. Ibisamo. The very nonsense of people saying Kweku Nebasa, are you calling for the military to take over? How dare you say this? Military omunye nipa. Aren't the military human beings? Military Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore onye nipa. Is there how many days, weeks, months, years Ibrahim Traore has been leaving the people of Burkina Faso? Assembly so Burkina Ho. Nonsense and balderdash. You guys should bow your head in shame. I wish we don't have NDC, we don't have NPP in this country. Oh yes, I support. I'm telling you, Ghanaians, that is how far some of us are getting incessant and impatient with some of this stupidity and nonsense in this so-called Fourth Republic. That sooner rather later, there's going to be a heavy implosion in this country. Samunimwa. Timodie NPP for nkoswa munimu nkwasi asam no opposition ho. Na NDC for so montra ho. Na munya madwene say oh, we are in power. And of course, all of you still feel say hey, yeah, we have our 6 million people supporting us. NPP force you believe say they also have their 6 million supporters. So agrobi na mudi entia. Ebiesi wo mem happen yo. Ebiesi wo mem happen. MPP ni mo NDC. Me say minya the end of these two political parties na bow. I'm telling you Ghanaians, minya say ya me wish me say I mean the era of NPP, NDC and this chain of arrangement, that era should face off. And Ghana must start all over again. And by saying this, I don't mean by say a soldier for Umra. That's not what I'm subscribing. But whichever means, a soldier for no so me person me kasa a soldier for no seven previous. Womunye apes and zombies. They are human beings. The military, they are human beings. And then the people of Burkina Faso, they are very much okay than maybe a constitutional administration handle them. Today, the people of Burkina Faso are cladding in what? Glory. When the guy took over the reins of administration, the Western government quickly wanted to what? Send their so-called aid. Their aid through the IMF, and he watched them right on their face and told them, man, I don't need your aid, right? I don't need your IMF and World Bank and those goddamn stuff. Come on, clear off. And he shut the Western powers, when we aid, off. Yenzue. This is how Africa has behaved. And all times, Africa leadership will open their door, allow the Western powers to what? To establish their corporate puppet government. Is it not? You always allow the Western powers to establish their corporate puppet government, and as soon as they are done, then the next is what? They chunk on our resources, and then they loot, a daylight looting of our resources. No, they call. Now, U.S. government, the government, one of those friends saying, the U.S. friends saying bilateral cooperation. Normal a government of wine, Ghana, $20 million. A whole field. Bring all your military hardwares. Bring your military hardwares, your aircraft, your whatever. Nobody near Begua. When we are near Siam, ya momo a whole spectrum. A spectrum on which including eavesdropping on our telecommunication systems and everything. They control our airspace and they can shut our airspace down at any time. And the governments in Africa, how stupid can you be? in the name of OAU, in the name of ECOWAS. That is why Ibrahim Traore has decided to, exit those your whatever OAUs ni samo dieben, because when we say African leadership, they are lunatics and they are suffering from what you call schizophrenic. Schizophrenic is a disease in which the individual becomes withdrawer and often hear voices and hallucination. That is how African leadership motiye. And then when we say attacks, so African leaders motiye akasa, but the guy survived. Alright, he survived. Ibrahim Traore survived that military coup. And to Montreal, Afro Barometer no report by CDD say Ghana ha NPP ejitum say military leader na di yeswa they are okay. Why? Because we are all tired. I quickly sitting here. I'm tired of the NDC and NPP. I'm tired. The question na make a no. NDC for na buy na ade ba kon me gauge na ma hwa. Me who how am seeing this emirkatu amudi ahedum so mu a I'm sure say many of you living within the western part of Accra, the whole of this weekend, women called darkness. Mana meboa. Me bano, let me fear ni doom lights. Na me free ECG director so shena so light na answer me fear. And yes sir, adia me pa be yo the next Wednesday on. Me dream am ntia say every time bia mebo some small brazes we no ma bot tie kakra no. E me see sem ni doom light. O nipa de show sa no bed dress no de pie no ko. E dia sem medum light medum MPP dum NDC dum MPP dum on my way Ghana wo just small dot one na me ba 32 years na muntimi. Listen to me, Ghanaians, be more angry than you are. 32 years into your democracy. Two parties where person me say woman to develop Ghana 16 regional capitals. You guys are sick. MPP and NDC you are sick. Come on. With how many ministers? Akufo-Addo came and appointed saying over 100 and something ministers are brought down for sick people. Yariye, you are sick. I dare you people to speak and let's see in this country. I brought down for Yare. Nigeria for Nenka say, if the Nigerians are complaining about darkness, it makes sense to me. What about here? Ghana represents one of a state in Nigeria. So, your inability to give us power at this time, a renewable energy, a constant sustainable power drive of our industry, domestic homes and other places, all up to 32 years. No, it doesn't make sense to anybody except those lunatics belonging to NPP and NDC. It will make sense to them, but not me here, because me, Kweku, I'm non-aligned and I can never be aligned. Oh yes, I'm a non-aligned movement. It doesn't make sense to me. At least Kwame Nkrumah in his wisdom, Transidi Kofa Kaiser Forby, Besi Akosomo. You see Akosomo how many years in ye? Maybe some. Akosomo how many years ye see Akosomo? Akosomo has been there, God knows. And in Tanya Biano, Kwame Nkrumah freeway. Now, just said, na mo be hweme ye benya a sustainable saying energy supply no debio NDC bakakra na MPP abakakra se asem nyama score 60 meboa 16 years. We need to get them out. We need Ghanaians get NDC MPP out of the scene. They are completely useless and balderdash. Womunim nyansa your leadership misimu leaders no adwini nitirinim me na make atira mo na mo de mo ntra na mo nko ne saa. You be there sooner rather you be just chrono yako. I'm from crew. Cause me there nyansa pe fe nyansa beba sankrofo ni trim. Hwe motorway da hoy. Hwe motorway. The motorway no was meant to what? To lift a lot of Ghana's products. Ye de be ko tema me I exported yako. Kwame Nkrumah see how many years ni? What forget about all those governments abako under the Fourth Republic in Nkwa. How many years ni? Maybe say dey no my sa motorway ho. And then on my nothing. George Bush by and obe constructed Malam to Tetequashe. Now I feel no more yet Mutuino. Well, in the era of Akufo-Addo, and the minister for road, Kweku Amwaku Hinio, so whatever his name is. Kojina Mutu and Sukoye, see assembly war, said your no betinia and a poor, or no call the baby. The Munimuane or May, Muba, Mudisika, Disika rock basa. The Mubetinia Yemeni Pamato, many pay Jackasa, Muslim, and this, may say, and this in Quabetina no May, so within 4-year period, develop your my NPP, my Ghanaians, listen, oh, may say, NPP in Quad, NDC Betina the 4 years, no. Developing Ghana beyond you can imagine. Na NPP my NPP betinyaba no mo so do 4 years. Developing kronu ewie na NPP my. I'm telling you, na sa 34 or 5 million Ghanaians obi aso ho betom. But you know what? They ain't gonna do it. Now so mu wia na ukoye a year assessment Sika ayire free or memo hana. Hey, and yes kakito. Now be sasa na modi ye die. What did you do? What our money? Hospital na wokwa boy. Access water ye benua boy. Road networks are boy. Adriania boy. Bibia nkoso wasa on my back. One state pay. Bibia nkoso. To the extent say a drum pempen so bia Eduane boya dia me fi de mu import eduane free amanoni baby. Aw e pay. Ekuya Ghana. Wabre o. Unim say Ghana ekuya. That's why I'm so angry. The Wednesday born say we yenchi nonsense o. Any ekuya out there or Kweku out there knows what I'm talking. Yechi non because on money cra Wednesday. Unim akona kukobisa. The soul, the spirit of this nation is bleeding. I'm telling you, if you think that Ghana be biedron, say sana onyankopo penwa ente sa aboniyefo won mo sorry boni mu di boni edo boni seyo me anape wiane anadro na mfa wo ho adan be say no ebra NDC wo position be hwede da mo yeye electricity miaminia John Jinapo the noise John made and the John has zip it as of Friday. John Jinapo is telling Ghanaians that women could 100 million 450 megawatt will be gone. And John said, you're meeting MPP and NDC, you're meeting Ayan said, in terms of sustainable energy, no, you're meeting Ayan said, almost frefre. IPPs, independent power producer, and then the way the generator base you adetini way the generator base you say no independent power producer. Oma does farm here now we've lost count. But ni nerempono still Ghanaians still don't have energy supply. So what is say no which way can we have sustainable power? Now me be saying this for them. Can you use this current erratic power supply to what? To lift up your 24-hour economy? Well, I don't know. Meaning maybe I'm going for power in free. Just a dim question and cranny yeshia. A dim question and cranny yeshia. A dear some anapo, a real anadro, and he pin yahoto. John Mahama, yeah, DB, so I have to commend John Mahama for this one. Now, President John Dramani Mahama, Wama, na pamfoni na to omwase se, ubiara okachira o se, yeden, declare your assets, no. When declare, no, you must forfeit 4 months of your salary. Salute the president. Good one there. Yeah. Se me hwe mu kra na ese oyi wo mu edi. Se ye hwe mu a na ese se oye den oyi wo mu edi. Na ese oyi wo mu edi. Ba oyi wo mu edi. But it's a step in the right direction, sir. President Mahama is a very nice, fine man. Now, in social be facing nara in social on why ready so the babeto on one microphone in sorry in yeah. I'm beginning to pick some report, very frightening report. Enche may release you. Brutal one. Enche kura. Enche, I'll release some dirty report. Now move say about try me kweku. Move say me mudi. Those journalists for na more appointment na mo ombeki manual tomorrow. But no me here. Those journalists and Joe FM. Those journalists ewo himfa ewo your friends in TV3. Those journalists in whatever no. I'm telling you guys, I'm not scared about you guys, alright? I'm not scared either. It's about the mo appointing mo journalists for no. Na mo nya me anyi adwuma. Alright? Mo ye nipa boni fo ankasa na muguo. There are lots of media houses they be abo NDC for mo ye adwuma. Power FM, I know they did so great. XYFM, great. Mobile mo mafre. Ahanzu CTV, Class Media TV, radio TV. Matimi be bisa omo. Matimi no madidi nkomo. Uya, ya muka kachira nkrofo nse when mo ni godfathers so pa. Ya min tua muka, mo ye nipa boni fo ankasa. Na muday is coming. Me say muday is eba. Mas ye nyimi yo. Ye nyimi. Na mo na ora Joma ama se mun declare mo asset. O se bebre mun timi declare. Mun timi declare mo asset. Reason is because krono a mo pese mo body ka hunti. Owo da be mienu. Obe pep mienu aka homa na ye 9. Ono nko a. Na party ni mu na obi nya ba akumpo. Owo cars be miensa. Wo be pe be miensa ka na ye nsia. Obi wo party ni mu onya ba akumpo. Boni nko a. Edufude pe pesemen kuminya asemo mase twom. Is there mo national security or no so ho nkrofo raki wo mo nerves wo national security ho nko yi o yenim de mo ho osire se NDC fo mo ho osire o niam nko yi center ni ntimi hold all the mo NPP sem na mo de to ho na mo ye mo ho sana folks I mean mu nre mu ntem well John Mahama me bona baso papa but John Mahama na enche some of Mahama's appointees they have to go home. Not two ways. That's what I'm going to we expose them. They have to go home. Now what we are Berman, what they can say, John Mahama say declare your asset, undeclare. Simon, I didn't tell you to declare my asset. We are cruel for you are criminals, thieves and rocks. Someone you need pa we are honest. You see, under the you kind of saying one from saying crown. The refi. What we say, Kaneno Osha at 550 no. Enipa no de ye ni enam krono 70 obe declare ne assets na unim de omo ye na wa chro I kweku and I have 2 houses and then I have 2 cars na wa chro na no we fold in say come and say not the envelope mu tie Ghana for tie not the way paper way not paper way or paper not the share envelope not the share envelope ma not the comma very saying office kwamo from sekra very feeling kra auditor general they come auditor general now you know the sad part of it auditor general any rights to open this envelope no or the more auditor general when say or share paper no or share envelope ni say keke say first say time say they will seal or he say no they are cut to and one we auditor general into me who are there what anymore into way ubisa say declaration of assets in any declaration of assets in any so they will continue to loot and steal this nation like their hairs are not there abodan for near kromfo omo ba bemwa they sing all the hallelujah and praises and shake and all of that as if say tena mi hu say NPP fo bi mu na ma mu kodem omo hwem akwa bi tuntumi oni titahwi ni tri hu ntini ni dede wo ye woni police fo na be kunam say akwa si wejimi papa then how at this time of our era who called demonstration akokuntokwa am NPP what about them are you sick who told you they care about you na me hu say abrante bi e fe ne Dennis Miracles or say Dennis whatever one osuso obi mu nsam ni ade nam say Miracles no no di monim Dennis Miracles no ono waye ye no nam no Dennis Miracle is ono he's fabulously okay. What about you? Wo ye Ghana ni bebu baba na se wonim nyansa na demonstration boni ye frefrem se kodi akira sika no mo di ama wo demonstration ho no se geno masa entimi ntua wo dan ka me kan kra na akira wo entimi wo ye ndc ni a wo ye NPP a tiemie their so called demonstrations na any wo sam fu no mo di wo Ghana no sa demonstration by close of day me se entimi ntua wo dan ka electricity a wo to ofie entimi nto atwa ye bi a day or two we ono politician nso one will bet me at 1,000 Ghana cedis or 2,000 or their quarter power or the beguso no was so air condition no dim and megu honum medie sa no to wonzo and when they call you to come for a demonstration mufa nyansa and tumutiwate we've come of age to learn some be jai some parties in penny for no me face or rough because sooner rather later enche ye bechi chimpeni for no bebre ye bechichom ono one na ekọ wo mo chichom do mo kọ court ho a na wodi akira court ho na ono ma kọ prison ho. Okay folks, Ghana Speaks proudly brought to you by Ora Blaster for semen kanchiro se radio ane Ora Blaster for ebe boama asasi bia wo so sabria eso aye hunte because nsase no eye only Accra hape ena nsase sem eye ye kan sen eye basa but Ora Blaster for se memo de ruwi enchiro na afi yenye den yentwa nsase sem bia aye problem so wasase na wo ko honto kwana de me make catch on senche hold on asase hun krata wo call lands commissioner eni ho wo fa ha hey akodru court kra na yentimi nkama na enwie de bia so be kwa asase no so no ni nipa guso landguard fo chale serious landguard so kutanse kan kotokro nsrada ejan nim ne ax so nyina wom pikas na aba nipa ba ko a yeyi ne free asase no so ho pikas aden how forget it jato na me mo na me Ora Blaster for nsa wo so a me no medie ni yentimi ma wa asase ni bi wate asase ye di ma wo betimi de si won kasa after say obebe fie pension no wetimi be si 2-3 bedroom na wo do tiatum kama unu obi any problem me can be so person go into some business being real estate and now so person we see yanam Airbnb hotel and now person will tally first we see schools cluster of schools university or which now they are then would they emanko forma yekom kosua de nina a business Ora Blaster for no bevwa what as I see we ya maybe can chire we say a place of your choice are still from remember a place of your choice what omanyans as be brave kwabenya kaswa breku danger ama samane nsa wo mbotiano be brave Ora Blaster for no ensa asini no wo mo the electricity access water road network wo mo the cause we problem ochna Saturday atwem bia wentimi an wo manko because on site every Saturday but still call them ochna tomorrow and a patutu fra one Duncan Nebeka so say Duncan catch and say kweku anan say me fra na me no ni nkomo friend was 053-617-6327 053-617-6327 Ora Blaster for be bom wenyansa sekrogia air litigation free. Take a listen to this.
Hello and welcome. Thank you. Sure. I'm interested in buying a plot of land. Seeing your ads online, decided to pass by, come check it out myself. Doing business without seeing real offices these days is kind of really stressful.
What is your budget range?
Spending about 50 to 70,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow. Luckily, we have a plot of land here going within that range. Actually, at Dentract.
Oh, great. And how's the payment plan?
We have an initial deposit of 20%, outright payments, 3 months payments, 6 months payments, and 9 months payments. With the outright and 3 months, we give you 1 triple stone and 1 triple sand.
Oh, wow, interesting. Sure. And I think I'll go for the 3 months payment. When can I go view the site?
Every Saturday 10 a.m. is site viewing.
So my feel we are good to go.
That's fine.
That's nice. Thank you. Nice doing business with you.
Nice doing business.
Find your dream property with Aura Blackstar Limited. Visit us today and let our expert team guide you home.
You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555. Our website at www.oralblackstarlimited.com. Oral Black Star, your preference, our priority.
Great, folks, welcome back. And of course, this is the Frontline show, the nation's biggest investigative magazine show with Kwekwen. And folks, you know, let's forget about me, Kwekwen, me program. Forget about me. So maybe me who you were here a wasem. So ubufu me so a wasem. Ti asema me ka che oni me say me ubufu me a wasem. So me who you were here a wasem. But fundamentally, if you think, say by this time 32 years still counting into our democratization, now we are gone in now what wherever you are in any of the regions, in any of all the regional capitals, what your district, community you live, meaning let's be being Cassandra. So no, all is not well for this nation. On one particular thing, two parties need what to do. No mun to me ya. Na we ba no wako sa no mo ya. Na one kasa we biza won say na dia agro ben ye die. Ye dia concert party ben ye. Hwe. Ante say nsu ya sha asie. Ewia we to me bossa crazy. The sunshine air bono. So say ubi say dear na ye sun ewia we betim di aye. Edie yo ene betim di ewia we aye. Nanso wono onyankopon twediampon basayadom wa manipa nyansa se mu betim di ewia we generate electricity. Nipa se yenwene. Come bi to say Germany man ewia no baby ewia no ewo ene Germany krui is over 7 million miles. Germany penny kura womuni ewia no mu wapa nanso kohwe electricity. Kokrobi ti say Netherlands, Amsterdam. One more Amsterdam beka say kweku you are not lying. They know. You have him for message brand na chem say ne kura na enye ne kure. Wo Amsterdam kure Amsterdam kure si we. More than 60% of a kronu is insuoso. Now, the one say Amsterdam produces everything, including electricity, by application of what you call windmill, and they produce power. Windmill, Monsue. More than say we invite generators. Fitimemrim generators generator we ba near the see near the generator we aba na generator we aba and asogle asohwan and a car power and a deben and sembasa uniti ni atambi near the see na napo atambi de kosi kumasi for the sumo da besin there sa car power no de ko kumasi nkra de wan fa nkokra nche just adebie nu a party si mienu me no wo want to kwa me no wo need afọ niam am ye ne de munye. But the fact is that both parties are unable to resolve electricity supply for the people of this country. One issue I get cross with both parties. And the mami who say Ghana ni bia opese hu aban ne so obo no homode a ho na ese ogogina ho na hu se no wo mu nim nyansa. I'm informed about the politics of today. Tonight, we throw a sharp focus on the internal standoff in the new patriotic party and the attempted coup plot in Burkina Faso. Now, there is some political inertia building in the NPP over who leads the party next. However, this inertia is throwing the good values of the party out of gear, damning the consequence. Internal wranglings, TT NPP party, nyamwa, MPP munya, Ghana for him, ba from Nemfamo. Me nyamasemo. No, nyamasem. But a good party ni mwase, the party ni bafom. Nemfamo so. Mwasema. Na wohwe nyoma ekoso a ewo party ni mu a na che se enipa bi aye o madwene se Queen bia so no internal wrangles here air cost is here. My mama small build up. It's because any pebia your margin say one particular candidate to be so man fana ma NPP asumdwe emmemuda in the very recent times we after mu history there mo amunim say dem history is it here but kebi actually Ghana for kan tied all the way from 1979 kwaya fast so yeah muchiche from Buzia time na Buzia time kwa NPP kwa mwinti Buzia time Buzia was a professor Buzia no mu so he's the only professor in Ghana Oni Akufo-Addo papa Edward Akufo. Ohona Ghana introduced the prime minister presidency. Akufo-Addo papa was just a ceremonial, right? And then Ghana you nothing. You into me MPP for mu ye de wa bontona. Hey, right from your tea party na be drubi mo de ma say ye hwe. Buzia time. Mo de o men kowura mu sa. Nieme bi abuzia ye tan. Ena ma kutu e champion. Clear, obe clear ni free ho. Buzia by the same or the Ghana call IMF. Buzia be introduced then or the call IMF. No crown show. Buzia take it over no. There was this he said Ghana were suffering from one employment deficit and job creation. Guess Buzia's finest economic policy program or tour, and he said in order for him to give Ghanaians a lot of jobs, do you know what Buzia did? Buzia said he's going to apply what you call the aliens compliance order, and the aliens compliance order Buzia parliament tour. Buzia eventually lets go all hundreds and thousands of immigrants out of this country. Burkina Faso, Nigerians, Togolese, why? Because in the scheme of things, Buzia felt said Ghanaians were not having jobs to do, and that most of the retail and miniature jobs in foreigners are take over. No, Buzia said no, those foreigners have also created a lot of businesses here that was helping the Ghanaian local economy to grow. Until he implemented what you call the aliens compliance order. Mumisa said this year, nothing. And so, by and large, then Buzia moved this country now all the way straight to the corridors of the IMF. He dined and wined with the IMF. And the Ghanaian cedi was reduced to 41%. Buzia went further. This IMF conditionalities brought Ghana to its knees that we experience what you call austerity. Austerity measures that Buzia created. The austerity in the economy eventually brought what you call economic recession. And what happened? Buzia era remain in the history of this country, in which we can say recorded one of the largest public sector retrenchment under what is called Apollo 567. And Apollo 567 as anything. That's the total number of Ghanaians who were made to go home. And the IMF Buzia went. And those of you na parties nature history especially those young guys no free university no ma bana more bokeka wo mo crowd they say and throw us mo say Tom wo mo the NDC wo mo the NPP they don't learn anything kwasi asema so mo ma akromfo fa near the tumi be show mo so you can say the criminal gangsters of this country is a transition depending who is coming. Especially the young guys coming from friends and tech newly gone. Me show me this. Look at this guy. These rocks. They know to nothing. The minimum so when we create godfathers. Our party no mu you do mu be show no mu diska. Nim kwasia keka and I show mama. They know to nothing. Buzia ebi crew bibi ode ko share no. Created austerity and economic recession. You want to hear that. There and Buzia also remained one of head of state, president. He believes in the Western ideologicals pretty much more than being Africanism because it got to a time the people of South Africa at the close-shave destructional apartheid regime was causing to the blacks because the blacks are the indigenes in South Africa. Can you imagine? Said the people of the Dutch the British and the Indians claim say South Africa assassinated Omodia. So what happened? The organization of OAU decided, say, we need to form a coalition to go and help alleviate the suffering of the people of South Africa in South Africa. It was Buzia's. Buzia said no. But believing said Ghana, we remain the nerve center and the epicenter of OAU. Also no, Mema Ghana and Kobe and Amparampara, Ghana was exempted in that. And the blacks in South Africa were being brutalized by the white imperialists. This is Buzia for you. Those bourgeoisies and the rasmatas, and that is the idiosyncrasy and your party's what ideologicals. And I'm always saying, please stop this rocks and this nonsense. We don't have time for this crap. Mubetinya you kroni ya kroni nesuon. We are wa nye bantu gusuye body. We need to tell you people, we are tired and tired. Some food or some Ghana dodo. No, maybe job bed or mobile drinking or mosa for management and all the channels auto. Sikadi ni medie basa. A man of crazy muntimini war. Namuti Kroma na Mudani person. A crone down. Chrono or mining a down in your crew or mining a down 8 years. May hear day. Won't come in here. I dare you people, speak and let's talk. 8 years, and a year then. 8 years back to back, 8 years back to back of foolishness and senseless leadership we've had in this country. You think it's a joke? Go, somebody in Burkina Faso. How many years? The people of Burkina are in a horizon. Useless people. Now, you know what? I have said and maintained that the NPP, as part of my build-up to the NPP internal wrangles, I've said this and maintained that the NPP candidate Alhaji Mahamadou Bawumia, one, I'm giving 3 adjectives to qualify my assertion. One, he's a risk and a security threat. Listen, he's a risk. One. And he's a threat, 2, to the stability of this nation. Now, the NPP for no problem. For me, personally, I don't give a hook. I'm family. Look what I mean for you. May respond to you. My enrich you CV. To me, mean for you. But the point is, the NPP for the pow, woman pow. Me say, Bawumia a risk and a threat to the stability of this nation. Na me mean kokanu kuko me catch him playing on this screen because I told you way back before 2024 elections ebemu ene eto ho no. Why? Bawumia so far met me say in the history of this country he remained a political figure yenya or what a lineup to one of a conflict zone in this country. Sa conflict no unye hu emunsunsun so nti e na mote south ha na mudi sansem hu no ye monko esoro boko ho monko ho. I live my life, significant part of it, so minim the American. That's why I'm saying, say, no Bawumia no, so no one can say onya and to Bawumia chonhu free home. Bawumia nye ready. But who say a brand NPP war power. Anyway, bebre koso Boku wa ninara at the blind side of Ghanaians. Ye kayanu tumu. Serious one. Is it true? Say Bawumia. Try so or Leo somebody in a helicopter you did not question Boku ekosi ohene saadi na sia na nsi na ne maybe say e didn't na Bawumia person o yes ade no didn't na Bawumia person o yes. Is it because he was a vice president? Now why would Bawumia involve himself in the Boku conflict? Why? To escalate the conflict that Ebeye said Ghana as a CSA yes security apparatus in Edukogu Boku. E didn't na Bawumia be say. Did we see an aircraft, a helicopter? MC Amonre se mbe hume ina sa video na. Or the helicopter fly obi o yedi ni kwose Boku ni ekosi na ade so. Sa de ni si ya na. Esia, let me be say e di na Bawumia be sa. Why? Is it because Bawumia would do this because of a vice president and he has a power at a point? And then the question remains the national security architecture of the state knew nothing about this. And it is a siano, said the Baumian Sabe Sisu Bioma, Nafi Baumian president, a Deba Sem and the Besu Boku. Samunima may catch a manadui. Boku as a small town could spell doom for this country, and I challenge anybody. The security events and officers of the state know what I'm talking about. Bokunkwa. Menka the rest of the you northern belt me say Bokunkwa betimi twa kese e de ato o ma wo ma shikrowi. Semu nimu a me ka kire mo. Semu nimu a me say Boku crisis way. The Boku crisis has been more than what? I didn't say a quarter of a century or half. It's more than a century, more than 100 years. Onyame na di kroya fofie ebedu pempenso yo. Na Nyankopon po na ayi adom se Boku no Baumia be vice president 8 years ni etihudi, and there wasn't any explosion until the latter part he wanted to do it. Now helicopter na namon omeka ne krenchire Ghana for this helicopter we, it is hovering within the airspace of Boku, true or false, and I dare Ghana Armed Forces for momeka ne krese we enyamo aircraft and namon no sa aircraft we na why na team. This aircraft, who was in this helicopter way? No one in that team. And Baumia, what do you know about this? And who were they sending there to go and scan? Move here, move around. Na bibi nyemu ene mu nsura de. Ena mu de mugu southern region ha say. Ena de dia mo sori a. Na se NPP fo ni nim de mu nimu a. Na se mu bi say so no. Yem pe candidate foforo. Because Baumia, as long as I obey, I can say tribal angles to one of this lady, you do see adieso enyeyi. For the purposes of the peace and stability of this country, let's avoid this, baby. NPP say, hey, yenti jai. As long as you deba o mebeba, akronfo no ebenya kwan ewiewio musika. Akronfo no beko so abo man ne krono. Akronfo no beko so edi nsem hu e wo Ghana no yemfem na every day we omoye wia unima dem every day we better Boku ntokwa saa o. Na obi say enti ntokwa ni sia Baumia beko Boku wono as one of the factions going to restore peace or going to restore what? One kasa saa bri de waye owi. Enti we be di president na e na obeko akọ restore the peace no metie. Ebetia ye. Now, as part of the build-up, after the era of John Dramani Mahama, the political dynamics automatically changes, and Ghanaians would begin to assess whether or not a Nordna should be re-elected as yet a president of this nation. And also, Madrid home. Say, on my Ghana, the woody yes was sep gradiasan. We free so or a Nordna. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, Sir Mahama na memoir. The political dynamics automatically changes. We move to another angle. Nehono Ghana for ni baby some more and lots of questions said. Also, yen sign tuaba Emma Nordna mani medi or may subiomana. Nina be part of an issue that we need to box it. Ebedi hun komo. MPP for Madrid hun sa. Madrid, I'm not sounding tribalistic, but that's a fact. Madrid hun, Madrid sa angles nina. Any more muye dede na chinchina chin. Ba omi ani mewre mu no. And at least within the NPP, there at least I can say now. Nobody, two people pay. Kennedy Kwame Japan, any Baumia, as long as MPP will go for glory. As a master. And some minimum MPP for ya. And by this time, you must begin to be counting on your high ups. Possibility of say Ghana for yes no. Esruni ebebedia dia say and yenko south and na why and a party me yedi ni room e manako why so na sabri so wetimi marketing hu ye why so na wo in good standing obetimi why so na wo dom di nechi why so na obetimi aboaboafo why so na obetimi agina simpie so na wetimi aden arally say Ghana fo nya ti ha enye NPP ngwa o ho na eduru ho a Ghana fo including the non-aligned fo na ye ti ha ye adwen ye ho no ye nyara no ye behwe se hwan na mode na eba na fi ye nyi agitrada ne akasa okay ye ne moko monu ye no ho na no between Baumia and Kennedy Japan why and the mobile na esi simpie so onko samumfa Kennedy nkwa na ebe ye hwan ya ibizamo samumfa Kennedy ni nkwa na ebe hwan because you need to analyze all these dynamics na ho na mobe ye wie na meanwhile dey me wonwa echan ye me wonwa ne say show mo report the NPP's report from you can say your regional capital Ashanti region Kumasi pie baya many hopes na doye every ye kinkan ye ni nyara will report him Baumia forms base of why you lost in Ashanti region. Did you not say that in your report? Baumia forms part of why NPP lost in Ashanti region. Does that make sense to you people? That even your own base, your own headquarters, Baumia couldn't make any impact. Nevertheless, to talk about Onu Baumia hometown in Wale and the rest of it. So say me drew him be say na mukaka we be Professor Michael Kwe. We ko kan mga se Kwe na we didi penny natem. Professor Michael Kwe report Kumasi your base you lost miserably, a despicable debacle, nothing to write home about. And yet, the party officials still close their eyes as if they are walking out there like headless chicken. My goodness, are you guys thinking? Nyansebi ye jumadiye. Ashanti region report. Yedeba bi ye juma. Every neighbor. Yedeba bi report on some mo we now. At least it was seen in the report said Baumia a base part of why you lost because Baumiansa a didim e wo Boku crisis ni mu e ka ho bie na video ba asem folks mama ko short break me ba then ye be ko Burkina Faso yakwa akoye adwuma bi wo Burkina ho. Yes, as I speak, of course we are also learning that there's a groundswell of a massive demonstration here in the capital in support of why Ibrahim Traore in the position and the presidency of Burkina Faso. Me kwaba me ba afi mema bibi after CDD latest Afro barometer report me ba be yimodwuma in the coming days. But me ko break me ba ibi ra Burkina Faso na fi yahwe CDD report. Stick and stay, my name remains still Kweku Anan. I'll be right back.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Sure. I'm interested in buying a plot of land. Seeing your ads online, decided to pass by, come check it out myself. Doing business without seeing real offices these days is kind of really stressful.
What is your budget range?
Spending about 50 to 70,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow, luckily we have a plot of land here going within that range. Actually, at Intract.
Oh, great. And how's the payment plan?
We have an initial deposit of 20%, outright payments, 2 months payments, 6 months payments, and 9 months payments. With the outright and 3 months, we give you 1 triple stone and 1 triple stand.
Oh, wow, interesting. Sure. And I think I'll go for the 3 months payment. When can I go view the site?
Every Saturday 10 a.m. is site viewing.
So my phone, we are good to go.
That's fine.
That's nice. Thank you. Nice doing business with you.
Nice doing business with you.
Find your dream property with Aura Blackstar Limited. Visit us today and let our expert team guide you home.
You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555. Our website at www.auralblackstarlimited.com. Aural Blackstar, your preference, our priority.
Welcome back to the Frontline show. Of course, this is Ghana Speaks Extension. Folks, I can count some few messages with you. Now, Eben, Osekwegu, we don't need NDC, NPP. All we need is Tuareg kind of leadership. Paul Otu, also I support you 100%. Kwekwanan, don't break the table because of this ministers. Oh goodness. Then, Festus Pai, or say, I don't know whether they are drinking the lights. Then, we used to say, no NDC, no MPP. We need Canada, Japan. Obviously, no. Festus was also going Anan. I say, we are crying for Ken. We used to say, Wednesday born to the world. Power to the people. Right? Power to the people. So we are crying for Ken. Obviously, also Wednesday born to the world. Okay, then it's shame. Was it in fact some of the leaders in Ghana are very wicked. Kweku, why is it that Archbishop Duncan Williams, Ajinasari, and Kumchacha Ankra quiet on the current happenings in Ghana, including Kofi Odro? Well, say let's Ken be Ken. We also say Daniel. Also fantastic. George Mains also Mahama too did same thing. Kweku, Mahama told us that all his appointees should give 10% of their pay to Ghana, but when they left power, that 10% deduction was nowhere to be found. Okay. Obahanso also George Mains also be wise. Okay. Also they are afraid of the coming of Kennedy and NDC where we are as a nation. We only need Canada, Japan to change the destiny of this country, not Mr. Pualugu Dam. $2 billion, blah, 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 blah. We'll be seeing the all kind of. I remember I'm making a message when I'm typical in Ankasemuzwai. Well, say, good evening, Mr. Kweku Anan. I am Poglo Ransford from La Paz. Mr. Kweku. Ransford, oh, the man from Mr. Midin Kweku na why? Men worry, Mr. Ninch, men money have. Also, the enemies know the good work that you are doing, but I can promise you that the evil arrow will not hit you, but they will rather die in disgrace. Okay, Ransford, no, they free La Paz. By Ransford, thank you very much. My mention was also good evening, Kweku Anan. Talk on must go. I'm Ketewa from Ewutu. Bodrase Enode Ebae. Okay, we also say Ghana need military rule because stupidity is too much. Dixon Abokobi Enode Ebae. Was this a good evening, Kweku? Please, I am Ernest Kwanzaa Jr. from Dansuman. Oh, Kweku, you always open my eyes with history. Ghanaians should know that you are not the kind of journalist who rob Peter to pay Paul. You are serious in your work. And this generation have to learn from, because you are more than world wisdom. God bless you, big bro. All right, Kwanzaa, Bedasate. Thank you very much. Good one. Then I say good evening, Kwekwanan. My name is Ras Chacha from Yape in the Central Gonja. That's my man. Also, I like the way you open fire on both political parties, NDC and NPP. Also, we plead with Ghanaians to exercise patience with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to reset Ghana as he promised, and he will surely deliver. This second coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a different ball game altogether. Kweku, always open fire on NDC. They try to go wayward. By the way, more fire and also Ode Ebaim. We shall say Buzia paid himself 2 years' salary before he was overthrown. This is NPP for you. Buzia may have the pepe biao. But you see, Buzia's government, I will tell you, remained the only government in which nobody was arrested or prosecuted for political reasons. But see, I salute you, Kweku, for the good works you are doing for motherland. Sometimes I feel Ghana won't be better because all damn leaders are empty-headed and corrupt. Also, President Mahama has made it known that by 7th May, if the appointees do not declare their asset, they're going to be dismissed from the appointment, and that's the way to go. This is hashtag the bold talk watching from Bessel Light, something like that. Okay, message in there. Playing to you. I say, so sad to hear of people claiming to know all, talking about military takeover. Ghana needs intelligent people to talk to us. JJ came at the end. What happened? We smear his name, hypocrites. Ajite mas la apapa Burkina. Okay. With thousands of claps. I say, Brother Kweku Anan, well done for praising Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso and his colleagues. Ghana politicians should be worried and do the right thing. From Kweku York Kaswa and all the buyer. Yeah. Folks, message it's a brag Kweku. The 10% for former Mahama administration deducted from his administration's pays were what used to put up all the 1,000 and over chip compounds across the country before NDC left power in 2016. Efoga Kofi Kotoka from Kumeno Debaye. Well, say, Mr. Annan, you are a neutral man and I love you. You speak truth to power. God bless you. You are national treasurer. One for Udian Mao. Oh, okay. When so I say, Charlie, me do message for a long time. I've been stacking your message. I say, quick one, good evening. NPP should ask Abronye. Is it sack Abronye from the party? If not, they will collapse NPP party. Quick one, don't give up, okay? We are behind you all day. I am Ketewa from Ewutu Bodriase. Good one there. Where's I say? Amasari from McCarthy Hills. Good one. Do you have light there? McCarthy Hill. Check and say light to her before I get home. Well, see, please, the rates we do experience light out in Kaswa is unbearable. Please speak to power for us. Nanayao. Hey, me say the people of Kaswa, dear. Kaswa. Oh no. Kaswa. Ye doom light, dume bekaswam sem Kaswa. Hey, what is going on? Just said, good evening, my brother. Who is Anas? What? Something he's smart. I'm Malik Ibrahim Kweku. Nobody can touch you. We are here. Oh, message in one showing you, two showing you kakrama amia. Why? Okay, my message is you na memra. Was it since yesterday 8 p.m. It just came home. I'm sure say be baby I feel I'm light eba. But as I speak to you, Ghanaians are tired. The NPP, NDC, your inability to develop this country, Ghanaians are tired. Na munshe bibi ye me de me kanama ko Kweku me manu we ahaya na medididie na me ka muntie. We are minister, we are high ranking government official, municipal chief executive, district chief executive. Bompire se obeboa John Mahama ma memwo na koye na Ghana for no se mo yama ya hotoye ya die pa mpo de beka se montra ho na mun develop your man say dem opebia ba mo mpene sa sikedie emedie to talk dying cars nimni ade to talk cars dynamically ade de mama enkoa sikedie enkoa ba man hwani a Ghana for ni bebria encho na Ghana for be sorry agitrada and on them fa say NPP you have your 6 million core, NDC you have your 6 million mitonyame e be shock mo na de we be see chase mo memu ha no emirikatuo mo be dwane but to mipom enuyam esirem kwayam ensuom ene enuyam mo be dwane emirika atoto esirem ni enuyam emipom emirikatuo se sa amoko politicians na menemo kasa no it is coming. Say nya de nam kwamu na eba CDD Afro Barometer no en capture the capture no ade mefa munsi wo. Now Yemra Ghana Speaks Extension. Of course, I welcome all of you, and in this edition we gauge the global reaction on the attempted military coup plot in Burkina Faso, and tonight we begin with also the events also capturing in Vatican after the death of Pope Francis, and some African leaders have to make a trip to pay their last respect. But folks, unfortunately, they were left unattended. Make us say, Bibri, I'm sure say your eyes are on international wires. What are you watching? The conclave soon to elect a pope. Yeah. Sooner rather late, any moment from now. The Pope, Vatican, be elected. They are in a conclave. Okay, be elected Pope. But African leaders be so kwa. Womo so kwa eno na womo ko pay womo last respect e de ama Pope no. No mo kwa eno Iranum. They see wo hono areho. So African leaders see gina ho a yem for mo nya hwe. Bone be ntia. Take a listen to this.
God have mercy upon us. God have mercy upon us. God have mercy upon us.
Namotam baby nzwe. Fancies net no tekumudu nzwe. So what na ho tekumuda nche ba asem na obaba. Sa ho tena mu tekumuda African leaders knew. Fast developing growing in the Burkina Faso revealed an attempted military coup against Ibrahim Traore, allegedly orchestrated by some Western elements. Yehwe ebri kakre ya Burkina Faso ho aye ohoye brezeze aye hunte pa yi. Chese some Western elements bi ya akizo mo sento mo pese mo betu eye Ibrahim Traore. Na die enti na mo pese mo yesa. Well, Ibrahim Traore narrates the circumstances led to his military coup and how he became the leader of Burkina Faso. On one kasa wakasa. Na finikasa emu wachire mu sentia ene Burkina Faso oman ekuta no a ohwe kuro no so. Na tese wan sori kekese wo bai bibinti. There was what you call the precursor. But it's beginning to look as though now there's a very wild trepidation looming in Burkina Faso. But they say, hey guys, we ain't gonna chicken out. They are on a firm, very firm, ready to what? To shackle any Western imperialist. Not someone okaye justify say sentia obidi o mine suni. Ti na sem ni yipa and make a sense of it. Take a listen to Ibrahim Traore.
They enjoy saying it every year in their economic surveys. Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. Very well, if we are as poor as they say, but when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave? When we take the case of Niger, for over 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy for themselves. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up. That's the light. But in Niger, it's darkness that is served to us. When you go to our states, our lands are riddled with holes, everywhere in search of precious metals like gold, but often there isn't even the slightest accessible road to reach the areas where they exploit gold, let alone some basic social services. That's why we decided to revolt and take the destiny of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples. But when we decided to do so, well, we were approached by some armchair slaves to deliver the message of their master, because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the head of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And it's inconceivable for them. They approached us and asked us to fall in line to become part of the elite that must lead Africa. Because they have a trained and conditioned elite that they must follow, who are embedded in that chain. We refused to fall in line with them. And from then on, hostilities began. They have infiltrated our areas with several mercenaries, trainers. Agents have descended into the Sahel, hoping to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our populations, hoping to incite them to revolt. In addition to these on-the-ground attacks, communication attacks, manipulation and disinformation are rampant in their ranks. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and never again will they be manipulated. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake and fighting today, not for ourselves, but for future generations. And thank you all for the fight that is being waged. This never makes us cry. We will not tremble. We will face it. We will fight for true independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of AS, these individuals only have 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local lackeys are only elected in a democratic, free and transparent process, according to them, their values. What could be more normal? That they want to impose this on us, because they are the ones who set the rules. Very well, we have decided to take responsibility for ourselves. That's why on July 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the armchair slaves and their masters got on their high horses. They put their local lackeys forward and decided to wage a war against the Nigerian people. So we said, anyone who dares to attack Niger will face us, because we will wage a relentless war to the last drop of blood against anyone who dares to attack our state. This statement, this decision we made yesterday is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever. Thus, the AES was born on September 16th, 2023, within a framework of mutual defense. But we deemed it necessary to extend and expand the architecture of the AES. What brings us together today should allow us to venture into other areas beyond defense, notably finance and economy, infrastructure, health, education, and so on. I hope that these moments will be a story we write for the AES, but especially for Africa and the entire world. May God enlighten each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks entrusted to us. And above all, when we carry out our work, let us keep one thing in mind: the supreme interest of our populations. With that, we pray once again to the good Lord to accompany us all in our various tasks, to protect our fighters, who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and discuss the future of our states. Once again, thank you, people of Niger. Be united and in solidarity. People of the AES, the homeland or death.
Ibrahim Traore ne kasai. Smahu. Yeah. What in some no kikaye no. Ofe mu aba. Uhu sentia. Ene. Ojina ho a o lead the people of Burkina Faso for. I've been to Burkina severally, overly. Smahu. Hwese yetimi betu omani resources ni bi. Na yede kwa koma power, electricity, energy o many resources no na ya term resources no say as if say Burkina Faso for the woman sabi na chese dey pa na ha Africa leadership show maybe to say Niger enioma yewo ewo Niger kronum enioma yewo ewo Burkina many resources be brew to see ye ka say wo Ghana he hwe say Almighty said Niger no the people of France minor ebe two you can say resources no say a friend simple uranium wo be two the whole world a crowd one generate over 50% of what uranium no Niger for. Now can you imagine say one more ebe two uranium no near the uranium no echo him from France. Now France for no generate electricity. Then France will supply energy production way to many neighboring countries within the European region. Then the people of Niger at the Sumu, how can this be? African leaders, how then the leadership, the Western world, ever be influence leadership in Africa? Na ye two enyoma no Ghana as if say who be that? Show, my memo Ghana dear. Yet to memo how in the era of Kutu Echampon. Kutu Echampon shade be din us know. Wait a minute. Yet not foreign companies ever they come, they fall our timber, our rosewoods, our cocoa, our diamond, our bauxite, no they call. Not Ghana receive small percentage. Kutu Echampon shade us know. I must bring an end. I mean, this era we must face off. So Kutu Echampon then he went into the archives. At that time, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has developed a blueprint by one of Nkrumah's ally called Kweku Boateng. Kutu Echampon took that blueprint. He read it, he actioned it, and he decreed. And following that decree, made all foreign companies in this country, womu try timber, womu try rosewoods, and womu dig soya no. Say, some dig soya no. The mineral deposit in the Ghana must get a greater percentage. Na mo mfa kitwa Franco. And Kutu Echampon succeeded. He succeeded to grip these foreign powers their hands. Emma Ghana Hutom. Because under the Fourth Republic, right from Kufo Basin now. No mukra no mudi mrika foreign companies momefa. Yet former President Kufo laid red carpet for Newmont to land in this country. I can't say several times. Newmont a castle on red carpet. You know, yet a whole of where a event brim, ahafo brim, any himfa. Yet the momo against the backdrop say Newmont for Embetra Ghana, our enviable food staples. Ghana, our enviable one of our export earnings like cocoa. Brim ahafo ye dwiri hon sase negu ni na echi Kufo esan exempted taxes ewo Newmont for omunfidie so. Yeah, this is what you are doing to your country. So when you allow these useless mushroom foreign powers to enter your country just I don't get it, at the expense of your nationals, at the pain side of your people, and you don't even think. The people in Brim, Ahafo, enemy are still crying over livelihood. Hey boy, Newmont for one say every day, no more helicopter and them Ghana airspace, and one also more shipping gold they say just like that. Nani Yankotia, na Kufa don't so buy ya, say oh Ghana, Yemfa fence ye gold kakra no so Yemfen call London, Yemfen ko si himfa. Eye den Jesse Deben na Ghana Yemfa so kakra ewo hu gold na mo dey call London the Jesse ho e dey ko sia wo ma Ghana nya ho mfa so no so hwe o Akufo-Addo amemwo no ye o madwene se the percentage na beba Ghana me ye dey aye o mani ye no the NPP top officials led by Akufo-Addo want to take the greater percentage and give the government of Ghana 1%. Later and go say womoto eda ho no then the gold na e dey ko no any special purpose vehicle metamorphosed into what you call a japa whatever. First it came with a different name, later metamorphosed into what? A japa royalties. Gold na mo dey kwekosia wo wano hwe aban ni mu mpanimfo no efa I think saying no more for say 4% to say 5%, no more the 1% e dey ama the government of Ghana. Mpanimfo na e wa aban ni mu e chedi. This is how wicked and cruel the leadership in Africa you want to be. One with this young guy, 35-year-old boy, 35-year-old guy. Oh, what, Charlie? I mean, what will happen that the people of Burkina Faso for because we don't like this guy. Wafakwachre, Oshe program away from Libya. Thank you. And then what's your name? Kweku Ejaben, also Oshe program from Toronto. Kweku, power to the people. In a related event, he gives a powerful speech at the second Russian African summit and justify why he is the leader of Burkina Faso today. Afianwan Suho, Ibrahim Traore, echo Russian African summit asiye. Ohono kochire mu sentia SSO to me lead the people of Burkina for because there is something. And he told the Russian African summit the reasons for it. Take a listen to this.
The questions that my generations are asking are the following. If I may summarize, it is not understanding how Africa, with so many riches on our soil, with a generous nature of water, abundant sunshine, Africa is today the poorest continent. Africa is a hungry continent. And how is it that we, as heads of state, travel the world begging? These are questions we are asking ourselves, and for which we have no answers so far. We have the opportunity to forge new relationships, and I hope these relationships can be the best to provide a better future for our peoples. My generation also asks me to say that due to this poverty, they are forced to cross the ocean to try to reach Europe. They die in the ocean, but soon they will not cross because they will come to our palaces to seek their daily sustenance. As for Burkina Faso, today we have been facing for more than 8 years the most barbaric, the most violent form of neocolonialism, of imperialism. The slavery that they still tend to impose on us. Our predecessors taught us one thing well. The slave who is not capable of assuming his revolt does not deserve pity for his fate. We do not pity ourselves, and we do not ask anyone to pity us. The Burkinabe people have decided to fight against the terrorists in order to revive their development. In this struggle, brave peoples, courageous populations have committed to taking up arms against terrorism, those whom we have affectionately called the VDP, the volunteers. We are surprised to see the imperialists label these VDP as militias and all sorts of things. It's disappointing because in Europe, when people take up arms to defend their homeland, they are called patriots. Our grandfathers were deported to save Europe. It was not with their consent, against their will. And well, upon their return, we remember well that in Tiaroye, when they wanted to claim their basic rights, they were massacred. So it doesn't matter then. When we, the people, decide to defend ourselves, we are labeled as a militia. But that is not the problem. The problem is seeing African heads of state who bring nothing to these people who are fighting, but who sing the same tune as the imperialists by labeling us as a militia, by calling us people who do not respect human rights. What human rights are we talking about? We are outraged by this, and it is shameful. We, African heads of state, must stop behaving like puppets that dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. Yesterday, President Vladimir Putin announced the sending of grains to Africa. We are very pleased. We thank him for that. But also, it is a message sent to our African heads of state, because at the next forum, we should not come here without having ensured for those who do not know war, the food self-sufficiency of our peoples. We must learn from the experience of those who have already achieved this in Africa, build good relationships here, and foster better relations with the Russian Federation to meet the needs of our populations. I may not be long, the allotted time is very short. We are obliged to stop at some point, but I would like to conclude by saying that we must pay tribute to our peoples, to our...
Great. This is when I would miss a leader kasa. No kasa and nipping na eboso tom yam. It was African leader between no watch any say no war here no on things in Miase. But make a message very quickly. First of all, I say Burkina Faso can be resolved. We say because you need to visit there. Oh, after Burkina, I've been there several times. I know how the place look like. John King, my John King, power to the people. I say hi Kweku, I am back and ready to contribute to your to my contribution to your respectable or respected program. Bravo for your good work and dedication to society. James Kumson watching from Qatar. Kumson, I hope to be come. And then William Amo also watching from Amsterdam. Willie, I hope Amsterdam be Willie, tell me Amsterdam, more source of energy than windmill a part of it. That's it. Now, folks, me this on Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah continue to remind African leaders not to forget their duty to unity of purpose and sense of resilience. Osajefo so kasachre leaders of Africa has said, "Munshe bibi ye se en kabom eyade ehuhia afin so eno enebema mahwoden a mahwoden no mudebe gina simpie so ade Africa region ediesi ho." Kwame Nkrumah gusu kasa chiremu. Take a listen to Osajefo.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit our every weakness. They prey upon our vanities and flatter us in every kind of way. They tell us that this particular person or that particular country has greater or more favorable potentialities than the other. They do not tell us, unite, that we are all as good as we are able to make ourselves once we are free. We want, therefore, to develop our own community and an African personality. Others may feel that they have evolved the very best way of life, but we are not bound, like slavish imitators, to accept it as our mold. We find the methods used by others are suitable to our social environment, we shall adopt or adapt them. If we find them unsuitable, we shall reject them. Fight Fighters for African freedom, I appeal to you in the sacred name of Mother Africa to leave this conference resolved to rededicate yourselves to the task of forming among the political parties in your respective countries a broad united front based upon one common fundamental aim and object, the speedy liberation of your territories. Don't let us also forget that colonialism and imperialism may come to us yet in a different guise, not necessarily from Europe. We must alert ourselves to be able to recognize this when it rears its head and prepare ourselves this mid-20th century. Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit our every weakness. They play upon our vanities and flatter us in every kind of way. They tell us that this particular person or that particular country has greater or more favorable potentialities than the other. They do not tell us, unite, that we are all as good as we are able to make ourselves once we are free. We want, therefore, to develop our own community and an African personality. Others may feel that they have evolved the very best way of life, but we are not bound, like slavish imitators, to accept it as our mold. We find the methods used by others are suitable to our social environment, we shall adopt or adapt them. If we find them unsuitable, we shall reject them. Fighters for...
Great, folks. Show Reverend Kofi Oduro of Alabaster Church has described Ibrahim Traore as a remarkable and exemplary leader worthy of emulating. Also, if we pen a meeting who say Kofi Oduro wakasa, I'm saying mo why are there? As Shepapai didn't say yes. Ujuma wudi o Burkina juma SSA nipe bi socials na omeden omusia. Saying a Kofi Oduro eulogize Ibrahim Traore. Take a listen to this.
This young boy, within just 6 months, has commissioned 18 factories. 18. They build cars in Burkina. They are building their own tomato. They don't import anything. First thing he did, he closed the borders. Nobody should come here. Nobody should come here. Do you think that Chinese can go to this boy's backyard and go and do galamsey? This boy came to Ghana and shook your president with a pistol. It's a statement. Nobody fools around. You fool around, we blow your head apart. We don't care about law. We are here to develop our nation, to help people. This guy here walked to your president with a gun on his side. It's a statement. You people bring Chinese from places, go to Takwa, Bogoso, Prisia, Chebi, and go and see the madness of your Christianity. Some boys in Naibiko Presby, Alabaster, Pentecost, CAC, your bottom. And I'm not saying your bottom keke. I'm saying your bottom by Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Your bottom. Munya papa. Munya papa. Munya papa mkenyeni. This boy know how he can boldly tell Burkina Faso there is no need to travel to America. We are creating America here. Every young man, this boy, regional minister, regional minister, Monsumu 8 years ago. Are you people okay? And this boy, for your information, is a Muslim. Don't need communion. I want to hear. Tell me the meaning of your noise. No, the answer was here as we are sorry. That is Christianity. I am Christian, so time, Papa. I'm telling you, at time, Papa. Sorry, but now we are going to go so. Christian, so time, Papa.
Yep, Kofi Oduro has nailed it right on the head. Also saying 18 factories. 18 akwa no ba so ye be na Traore bae. Muni mi ye Traore ebedi so. 3 solid years, 3 years old. Ibrahim Traore is saying 18. This young boy said the Kofi can 35 years. We see 18 factories. Oh, Burkina Faso. Munimu wase. You useless leaders. Mote Ghana. 32 years. 32 years of what? Hopelessness and foolishness. Mo factories no eh? All mo factories no have been taken over by churches. 18 a 35-year-old boy. A 35-year-old man, respect enough. We see 18 factories our Burkina. Na monzwe say na mo see NPP NDC mo si saying affordable house kwa mo de Miami ya dem no. Affordable house say be dem no. We ba osi mesimi de ha we si mesi AU village we si mesi zem ba ko pe ne de ka mitimu pe se saglame ho so no enkyere be nim fence kohwe ho enkusie enkrante ensebo enjata ene enkyere be nim pemire agide ni mu ma say tom saglame enkusie o enkrante enkyere be pemire enegum anapa wiane anadwo ena mudemu ho na obekon udu ho no ma it is a ghost house bang I say Roma adoma bang we know we bo we man we abo Ghana sika over $200 million and you do saglame hwe won that guy 35-year-old boy what you say za na tie na motim kroma ne nkwase akeka ni jimi stupidity and foolishness and hopelessness. It's as if there's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. Folks, man, we ain't seeing any goddamn light at the end of the tunnel. It's a goddamn hopelessness. But I tell you, folks, there's a massive growing protest gradually, growing around the world in support of Ibrahim Traore's leadership in Burkina Faso. When we say we are seeing now them demonstrations be brave and here demonstrating. Mamini kakrebin chom na memfisi a Wednesday meba beto. So take a listen to this.
Coupist support for Obi Awotu Abayegu 37-year-old Ibrahim Traore. We are London. Gambia streets omudi omati union edi ama Ibrahim Traore. Gambia Omoso Ekoi. This is London. Indonesia. There are people from all the young countries, Now, Jamaica, the end of the Rastafarians and Abonyoma Mano. Almost say, in the past, Yaku Thomas Sankara, Yai Kwame Nkrumah, Yai Lubumba, every Gaddafi, Bampanyi di opportunity say opeso United Africa and I say, Oye Bibima Africa for Enya Yagudi home for so biano. Nankrofo Yakuno. Now much said this year, dear, say Obi ya the papa, Africans are able to see this is Jamaicans protesting for an African country president. Now this guy talking, say the video no ha. Also ye sojani, or person or bano or bekonto kwani bi edema Burkina say US for TC1, they are ready to come and fight. Makancho say Gambians have formed a union, say they will go to Burkina and fight. Not just say Africa for no be ana we are say for who say Obi ya the papa they can see because a Ghana for nkwa na eta na chi na yebeka say any omo across the world including central London yebeko USA ho ankasa amanfo atiesi krom say hands off Mumame Ibrahim Traore wo de pato yanko protest ni so yanko na yehu countries no ye free this is New York City New York, Times Square, the most popular venue in the world, Times Square. And this is Times Square supporting Ibrahim Traore. Say Michael Langley, and Trump, and France for the world have seen your schemes, and we will not allow you to go and invade Burkina. Hands off. This is USA, and people are protesting against US and almost schemes to uproot and I say invade Burkina.
Folks, the most here, Ibrahim Traore, even at the heartbeats of the United States, Times Square, big screens, the US government, the only sad part of it, Wednesday, baby didn't come on, what was there? In any time, we destroy in Africa, they use one of our own. And in this case, in their style of fashion to hoist this guy, they use a guy who is also a man of color. General Michael Langley. He's a 4-star general in the United States, the US military. The US military, 4-star general. No one say US African Command. Projects near down and your project kito because one more share Africa so to your resources in Ako. And the leaders no multi Africa not drene. Abu Badam, you leaders in Africa. Abu Badam no more sign bilateral agreements and cooperation agreements nina so for. Folks, my main source and call. Message is in a William Amo said, my heart has always cried that we would be free from our wicked leaders. When would Ghana and Africa be really free? Well, and that be free. I mean to mean was the same. Good evening, Kweku. Ayiko, for your good work. We are behind you with our strong prayers. Don't worry, and nothing would happen to you in Jesus' name. Please come to Kaswa and see wonders. Where are the Zoom Lion? Where are the Town Council? Ghana, Kaswa Police, a whole lot of folks. Wednesday, okay. Great guys, mommy production, echo bestmark, papa, and then friend saying Ruby X, Kens Campbell, online editor, and then the two indefatigable always there. Yes, executive producer Yamba, and then credible. So much incredible indeed. Of course, editors at large, Kofi Ansa, director of research, and Kofi Jeromina Bomichidom. Program way at the YouTube. Ubit me akwashe na o kwashe no so no wasoma wuni bi mo amohwe ne mainstream TV kudos mo so amohwe no online ana we nya nhwe so a eda YouTube utimi kwashe na wa ma wuni bi so ahwe bi na bibia no together with Think and Talk and see how a bit me epeja Ghana Africa edi akoninim. My name still remain Kweku Anan, your investigative journalist.